Assalamu alaikum fam, hope you're doing well. So we're in the book of Wudu of Sahih al Bukhari, and let's begin. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Listen to this while you wash the dishes, while you cook, I don't know, while you're painting, drawing, whatever it is you're doing. Okay. Chapter 6. The completion or perfection of ablution, one should wash all the parts perfectly. And Ibn Umar said, the completion of ablution means to clean the parts perfectly. Narrated Usama bin Zayd, may Allah be pleased with him, Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, proceeded from Arafah till when he reached a mountain path. He dismounted, urinated, and then performed ablution, but not a perfect one. I said to him, is it the time for Salah, prayer, O Allah's Messenger? He said, the place of Salah is ahead of you. He rode till when he reached Al-Muzdalifah. He dismounted and performed ablution, a perfect one. The call for the Adhan and Iqamah was pronounced, and he, peace be upon him, led the Maghrib prayer. Then everybody made their camels kneel down at its place. Then the Iqamah was pronounced for the Isha prayer, which the Prophet, peace be upon him, led, and no optional nawafil or sunnah, etc. Prayer was offered in between the two Salah, Isha and Maghrib. To wash the face with both hands by a handful of water. Narrated Atta bin Yasar, Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, performed ablution and washed his face in the following way. He ladled out a handful of water, rinsed his mouth, and washed his nose with it by putting in water and then blowing it out. He then took another handful of water and did like this, gesturing, joining both hands, and washed his face. Took another handful of water and washed his right forearm. He again took another handful of water and washed his left forearm, and passed wet hands over his head, and took another handful of water and poured it over his right foot up to his ankles, and washed it thoroughly, and similarly took another handful of water and washed thoroughly his left foot up to the ankles, and said, I saw Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, performing ablution in this way. To recite in the name of Allah during every action on having sexual relations with one's wife. Narrated Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, if any one of you on having sexual relations with his wife said, and he must say it before starting, in the name of Allah, O Allah, protect us from Satan, and also protect what you bestow upon us, i.e., the coming offspring from Satan. And if it is destined that they should have a child, then Satan will never be able to harm that offspring. What to say while going to the lavatory, water closet. Narrated Anas, may Allah be pleased with him. Whenever the Prophet, peace be upon him, went to answer the call of nature, he used to say, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-khubsi wal khaba'ith. Oh yes, I know this one. I wrote it. Yeah. Yeah. But the way I have it written is, oh, in the name of Allah, please protect me from the male, female jinns and all evil. Here it says, O Allah, I seek refuge with you from the devils, males and females, or all offensive and wicked things, evil deeds, etc. Interesting how this worded in this one. I wonder if it'll have the other one. Providing water at lavatories for washing the private parts after answering the call of nature. Narrated Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him. Once the Prophet, peace be upon him, entered a lavatory, and I placed water for his ablution. He asked, who placed it? He was informed accordingly, and so he said, O Allah, make him, Ibn Abbas, a learned scholar in religion, Islam. Nice. Look at that. While urinating or defecating, never face the Qibla except when you are screened by a building or a wall or something like that. Narrated Abu Ayyub al-Ansari, may Allah be pleased with him. Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, said, if any one of you goes to an open space for answering the call of nature, he should neither face nor turn his back towards the Qibla. He should either face east or the west. Defecating while sitting over 2 bricks. Narrated Abdullah bin Umar, may Allah be pleased with him. People say, whenever you sit for answering the call of nature, you should not face the Qibla or Bayt ul-Maqdis, Jerusalem. I told them, once I went up the roof of our house and I saw Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, answering the call of nature, while sitting on 2 bricks facing Bayt ul-Maqdis, but there was a screen covering him. The going out of women for entering the call of nature. Narrated Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, the wives of the Prophet, peace be upon him, used to go out to Al-Manasi, a vast open place near Baqi at Al-Madinah, to answer the call of nature at night. Umar used to say to the Prophet, peace be upon him, let your wives be veiled. But Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, did not do so. One night, Sauda bint Zama, the wife of the Prophet, may Allah be pleased with him, went out at Isha time, and she was a tall lady. Umar addressed her and said, I have recognized you, O Sauda. He said so, as he desired eagerly that the verse of Al-Hijab, the observing of veils, by the Muslim women may be revealed. So Allah revealed the verses of Al-Hijab, a complete body cover excluding the eyes. Narrated Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, the Prophet, peace be upon him, said to his wives, you are allowed to go out to answer the call of nature. Narrated Abdullah bin Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, I went up to the roof of Hafsa's house for some job, and I saw Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, answering the call of nature, facing Sham, Syria, Jordan, Palestine, and Lebanon, regarding as one country, with his back towards the Qibla. Narrated Abdullah bin Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, once I went up the roof of our house and saw Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, answering the call of nature, while sitting over 2 bricks facing Bayt ul-Maqdis, Jerusalem. Interesting. To wash the private parts with water after answering the call of nature. Narrated Anas bin Malik, may Allah be pleased with him, whenever Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, went to answer the call of nature, I, along with another boy, used to accompany him with a tumbler full of water. Hisham commented, so that he might wash his private parts with it. Getting water carried by somebody else for purification, washing one's private parts. And Abu ad-Darda said to the people of Iraq, is not the man whose nicknames are Sahib al-Nawain, Sahib al-Tahur, and Sahib al-Wasad, Abdullah bin Masud, amongst you? Abdullah bin Masud used to carry the Nailan, shoes, and Tahur, water for purification and ablution, and Wisad, carpet, for the Prophet, peace be upon him. So he was called by those names. Interesting. That's cool. The carpet is called Wisad. Cool. Is that the prayer mat? Narrated Anas, may Allah be pleased with him, whenever Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, went to answer the call of nature, I, along with another boy from us, used to go behind him with a tumbler full of water. So very hygienic. To carry an anaza, spearhead stick, along with the water for washing the private parts after answering the call of nature. Narrated Anas bin Malik, may Allah be pleased with him, whenever Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, went to answer the call of nature, I, along with another boy, used to carry a tumbler full of water for cleaning the private parts and an anaza, spearheaded stick. Yeah, carry that spear. You never know if you have to defend yourself while using the restroom. It's a very vulnerable time for sure. It is forbidden to clean the private parts with the right hand. Narrated Abu Qatada, may Allah be pleased with him. Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, said, whenever any one of you drinks water, he should not breathe in the drinking utensil. And whenever any one of you goes to a lavatory, he should neither touch his penis with his right hand nor clean his private parts with his right hand. Chapter 19. While passing urine, one should not hold his area with his right hand. Narrated Abu Qatada, may Allah be pleased with him. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, whenever any one of you urinates, he should neither hold his area with his right hand nor clean his private parts with his right hand. And while drinking, one should not breathe in the drinking utensil. Chapter 20. To clean the private parts with stones. Narrated Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him. I followed the Prophet, peace be upon him, while he was going out to answer the call of nature. He used not to look this way or that. So, when I approached near him, he said to me, fetch me some stones for cleaning the private parts, or said something similar, and do not bring a bone or a piece of dung, because it's the food of jinns, right? So I brought the stones in the corner of my garment and placed them by his side, and I then went away from him. When he finished from answering the call of nature, he used them. Chapter 21. Do not clean the private parts with dung. Narrated Abdullah, may Allah be pleased with him. The Prophet, peace be upon him, went out to answer the call of nature and asked me to bring 3 stones. I found 2 stones and searched for the third, but could not find it. So I took a dried piece of dung and brought it to him. He took the 2 stones and threw away the dung and said, this is riksun, a degenerative or filthy thing. Okay, another word here. R-I-K-U-S-N. A degenerative, filthy thing. Filthy thing. It's not permissible. Very gross, right? We don't want that. Chapter 22. The washing of the body parts, i.e., the parts of which are washed in ablution once only while performing ablution. Narrated Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him. The Prophet, peace be upon him, performed ablution by washing the body parts only once. Chapter 23. The washing of the body parts twice while performing ablution. So we have different numbers here. Narrated Abdullah bin Zayd, may Allah be pleased with him. The Prophet, peace be upon him, used to perform ablution by washing the body parts twice. So I have 1, 2, and 3. I haven't seen one that exceeds 3. Chapter 24. The washing of the parts thrice while performing ablution. Narrated Humran, the slave of Uthman, may Allah be pleased with him. I saw Uthman bin Affan asking for a tumbler of water, and when it was brought, he poured water over his hands and washed them thrice, and then put his right hand in the water container and rinsed his mouth, washed his nose by putting water in it and then blowing it out. Then he washed his face and forearms up to the elbows thrice, passed his wet hands over his head, and washed his feet up to the ankles thrice. Then he said, Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, said, if anyone performs ablution like that of mine and offers a 2-rakah salah prayer, during which he does not think of anything else, then his past sins will be forgiven. Mashaallah, we have one on Uthman here. Okay, Mashaallah, I learned a lot about Wudu. So, 3 stones, sitting on 2 bricks, don't face the Qibla, try to go east or west. Beit ul Maqdis is Jerusalem. And then don't wipe or urinate with your right hand, because you want to eat with your right hand. Mashaallah. Hope you learned something.